Hey, what's going on? What's going on? How's everybody doing? Happy Tuesday. Hopefully you guys were able to make some money today. Today was worth a little bit just shy of 700 bucks for me. The same pattern, the same setups over and over and over again. And that's kind of what we do, we come together every morning as a team. We walk through this. We believe educating at night and executing during the day. So I try to put myself in a position where when I started my journey over 9 years ago, it allows me to come in and be able to do and provide what I wanted back then that I never got. And that's kind of why and how we structured and set up our uh, our training community. So first and foremost, cheers. We got the iced coffee locked and loaded already. But yeah, so when I first started, I was looking for someone or a community or a team to help me stay accountable, right? Show me winning ways and just someone to talk to because realistically, trading is boring, right? It can be boring. If you don't have someone to talk to, and that's kind of why I like to do what we do. So with that being said, I want to come in here. The purpose of this is just to show you when we trade with a plan, whether you day trade, whether you swing trade, whether you invest only, how a repeatable pattern and process plays out over and over and over again. So if you are watching this on the recording, just do me a favor. You can comment in the box where you're watching this from. I want to see how far across the world this makes us, whether you here in Pennsylvania with me, or you're down in Florida, South America, or you over in South Africa or something. So it's pretty cool to have people in a group that's all over the world, right? So all right, let's dive in and do our day trading recap here. First chart, you're looking at ES futures. Just for the record, where the stars at. I trade stock options and futures, and I also invest in crypto, but I'm more of a blue chipper crypto holder, right? I try to buy crypto coins that I feel have a great probability to never fail, like the Bitcoins, the Ethereums, and I'll show you how I invest in them shortly after this. But other than that, yeah, when you have a plan in place, your probability to succeed and a community and group is very high. So let's rock and roll. This first chart right here is the futures chart. This is for ES. This is the S&P 500 future symbol, right? We have two different pivots. We have a pivot right here. We have a pivot right there. Obviously, we have a lot more pivots, as you can see right there, but price stalled out and did not hit them. Yesterday, we ripped up so much that today's probability of having an expanding day is very slim. It could happen, but unless we get some, we don't get no major news. The probability, like I said, is probably highly unlikely. So, with that being said, if you scalp, this kind of setup I'm about to show you is perfect for you. On the futures, I trade a 5 minute and 2 minute chart. When I trade stock options, I prefer to trade a 5 minute bar on this because I can trade a 2 minute, but I've also been doing this for 9 years. So newer folks come in, it's a lot easier for them to once you get a little bit of experience, you could definitely do that on the 5 minute as well or the 2 minute. But to start out, I have a lot of people on the 5 minute, and you'll see Tesla how it could have played out today had you have taken that. So, all right, first chart here where the stars at. This is ES futures. I was looking for a pivot break. We had a pivot point over here. I wanted to break out right above one of our pivot levels, and we never got it. So this one actually made us wait. And one of the hardest parts about trading, and specifically day trading, is so much is moving, but you got to be what I want to say. You have to be patient, and the patient people always win, right? So here we don't get a setup, right? Our candles went from green to red. The Swing Master Pro candle trend, it went down. Then this candle right here hit our first pivot. So my first pivot trade on this one was right here. So I waited for 12 minutes on just ES, and I'm like, what the ish is going on? But we still got our setup, right? So very simple. You get a breakdown right here. Up here will be your stop out, and price melts all the way down. Had you have entered this with us at 69.14 and it went down to 69.06, that's almost that's about $450 net profit for every one contract. but you're never going to get the whole move. Could you have captured a piece of that for $100 to $200? Absolutely, you could have. And that was our first trade right there on ES. The second trade we had, right? We didn't really have nothing. We come up here. We have another pivot breakdown right there. This ended up moving 2 points, and you were done. The last major pivot, right when we started this call, a little bit before, we had a pivot break there. I did not take it. So my goal is to get green in the first 30 to 45 minutes of the day. So my trading setup was all right there. ES. I only got one trade today on ES, and I was green on that one. Guess what? Bummer, green bag. Now, let's transition to this chart right down here where the second star is. This is the NQ futures. This is the NASDAQ. You can trade QQQ stock options or NQ futures. Once again, my goal is to sit here and trade for 30 to 45 minutes, right, in this time frame, and I want to be done, right? Why? Because this right here, just think of this. If we have an 80 or 85% win rate, right? Not 100%. We have an 80 or 85% win rate, and you get one or two winning trades, and your win percent is 100%. Don't you think it's wise to just wrap up and be done for the day? If you're saying no, well, guess what? It's because you want more money, right? And sometimes wanting more money doesn't always result into making more profits. So I try to focus on the base hits, the singles and doubles over and over and over again. And then before you know it, you have multiple home runs stacked up in the box, right? And your account doesn't grow until you take profits. So you guys have to remember that, all right? Now, how this played out is our candles were green, price reset, our pre-market, our open was right here. I said, all right, guys, if we decide to square it up, break out, I'm going to take a breakout right there. And this thing went from 65 all the way up here to 95. That's 30 NQ points. I got stopped out for 7 NQ points. Why? Because once this trade goes 10 points in my favor, it takes my stop out and puts it right back at break even, so I'm in a risk-free trade. Then I have the power to adjust my stop loss into profits. So the first winning trade for me called out in the room. This is why I took this trade. There's one winning trade. Then we got a reset. Price cycled back down. This candle right here was at our pivot. Here was another pivot breakout to the upside. And check out what happened right here, right? Check out what happened. Once again, we broke to the upside. Now I'm 2 wins and 0 losses. Bam. See how easy that is? Then price resets. We come back down. Here was another entry we called out. Guess what? Here's your third entry. And did it give you 10 points or more? Yup. Guess what? That happened at 10:10. I'm done for the rest of the day because like I'm up 700 or a little bit over 700 bucks. Hey, that's fine. I accomplished what I came to do today in my preferred time slot, right? And I also know that from a probability, I think the market's going to give us more of this kind of movement than this kind of movement. We make a lot of money in this movement. You don't make as much in that movement, right? So NQ, we got 3 winners on NQ today, right? So I did not get full moves on them all. I was able to capture a piece. Now, coming down to this CL chart, this is another futures chart, right? We call it a pivot breakout right here. I took it right there. Here was my stop out, and it went up a couple cents, came back down. I'm like, man, I'm about to take a loss on this one, but following the plan, boom, came back up. And guess what? I went risk-free right there in that part, and that was a winner on CL, and we were good on that one. So, moral of the story, get green, stay green, and go enjoy the day, right? So then you got to understand, right, coming back to some of this, if you're looking for more trades, price will come down, and it might break out. You get a little move, chop, you get another little move. If that scenario happens, right, just for the record, if you are watching this, if this happens right here in this scenario where you take a breakout, and this is your stop out, and it's a winner, and then it comes back down to be a loser, it comes back up to be a winner, and then it comes back to be a loser, then comes back into profits again, I'm manually going back to break even because to me that's showing signs of weakness, and it's just simply not expanding or breaking out. So I'm taking the profits or going risk-free before that. And that's something that we talk about as well. So that's what I did on the future side of things. On the stock option side of things, we're going to come to this chart right here, Tesla. Guess what? Same pattern, same plan, repeatable over and over and over again, right? Guess what happened? We hit our pivot, candles were red. I wanted a breakdown here, never got it. Then it catapulted up, which I wasn't expecting, but I'm sitting here being patient, waiting for something to happen. I called out a Tesla call option break right there, and then price pushed up. Had you want to hold this to your true target, up here would have been your target, and you would have got your winner there. But once you go up, and this is why I like stock options, right? This is why I love stock options, right? Pay attention. If you entered this trade right here, and this was your stop out, and you took profits right here, right? Do you see the difference of this? You're going to say, well, my risk to reward is way backwards. Well, in stock options, there is no ceiling on a straight call or straight put, meaning you could make a limited amount of profits, but you can only lose what you put into the trade. So there might be a chance that this stop out might have been 30, right? Right, because it's Tuesday, 30%, but this push up might be 15 or 20. So therefore, at that point, I'm okay making 15 or 20% and going risk-free. Had you have held this same trade to your true from a market structure one-to-one, you might be up 40 or 50% up here. So you see how when you hold it in the stock option space and it happens relatively quicker, you're not trading really a one-to-one, right? If that makes sense. So you can and use it for targeting purposes. I like to get close to the vicinity, but once I go off 15-20% on a day trade, I'm definitely going risk-free. Even if it's 10% or 15%. Why? Because there's profits on the table for you to take and go risk-free, and we can always get another entry. So we called out another Tesla breakout right here. Here was your stop, and guess what? You put a trail stop in, bam! Now you might have lost 15%, but you just made 30% up here. Do you see that? Especially trading same day or weekly expiration options. That's how it works. And that's why I love stock options, right? Coming back to another chart. We're going to put SPX on here. I put on a 30-minute chart because I like to see with our scanners and screeners we have, I like to see what's trending to put other symbols or stocks on our favor because we do have a community of a couple hundred people, so not everyone likes to scalp trade. So I do like to put radar stocks on in their favor. So I'll be looking over here at the breakouts and breakdowns. I'll be looking at our scoreboard to see what's all in sync with more greens across the board. Today, it's kind of a little bit lackluster, which is expected because yesterday, this was firing with strong buys across the board. So you could have thrown a dart yesterday and everything expanded up. It just kept slowly inching on up, but that's okay. Anyway, back to the trade I called out today, SPX. I called this out right here. We took puts in the chat. I tell you the strike that I'm taking, the power of this strategy is I call it my lotto system because we're letting Swing Master Pro AI do the heavy lifting. This AI lotto low put or this line, I'm using these options as targets because they have a high probability to go 50 to 100%. So what happened today? We waited and we got a breakdown right here. A lot of people got stopped out. I was in 3 contracts because we actually been on a 10-day win streak in the group, and I know that a loss is coming sooner than later, but that might not prevent what we're trying to do in a sense of the expectation. So I tell people I want to go a little bit sooner. So how this looks in our group, right, is you can see this right here. I'm going to block out this here for transparency purposes, but this is how it kind of looks right here. I got the AI Lotto SPX loading. I shared when I'm taking the puts, and bam, I put in my trail stop, and you can see $240 on that chart I just sent you. Also, we have our proprietary software that gives us stops and trades. You got options trades right here for people that are trading options. You can see Tesla long and the breakdown levels right there as well. So that is something we do share, right? I believe in accountability, and I believe in teamwork and culture, and that's exactly what we do inside of our group. So if you're wondering how to get involved, just comment in the chats, and if you're using this as a recap, then that's fine as well. You good. But a lot of people always ask how we do things, and you can check it out right here off this recording. So that's how we day trade every single day. Doesn't change. Same setup, repeatable process. Now, I'm just want to bring up Apple, right? And we're going to put this on a daily time frame. Well, Brandon, I don't want to day trade. I own a business. I work. I'm busy. I only want to swing trade. Well, one of the things that we do is we have our Swingmaster Pro AI software that you can see right here. We have multiple entries that you can stay active on a swing trade, right? We have Money E in our chat. He shares our green candle, green arrows every single day. Part of his accountability is coming back to the group, sharing when something happens. What's a green candle, green arrow? I'm glad you asked. Well, check it out. Well, what if I told you that there's a repeatable process that doesn't always win, but the probability to get winners on it is so high, right? Check this out. You see over here how we have our probability of 85%? Well, green candle, green arrow, even a middle schooler could get. Did price push up? Yup. Green candle, green arrow? Yup. Green candle, green arrow? Yup. Green candle, green arrow? Yup. Green candle, green arrow, green candle, green arrow, green candle. Oh, we lost. Bummer. Green candle, green arrow, green candle, green arrow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 winners and 1 loser. Now let me ask you this. If you just watched Apple for a swing trade, how would you feel if you had 8 winners and 1 loser over the last 2 months? You can put in the chat box once again how you would feel in that, right? You wait till the market closes, you come back and get this on your list for the next day and see what happens, or you come back at the end of the day, the last 30 minutes, and scan the market to see which one is potentially setting up. And you could take the debit spreads, you could take swing trades, you could take whatever you want that matches your risk tolerance or profile, and that's how easy swing trading is. If you have a smaller account and you have $1,000, $2,000, highly recommend swing trading and getting involved, right? Because you can understand how to take setups, stepping back and letting them play out, versus on the day trading side, you have to learn to adapt and be a little bit quicker, because I can't control, or we all can't control, when the profits present themselves across the board, right? So just keep that in mind right there, and that's how we swing trade. It works on any symbol, right? So now I showed you how we day trade. I'm about to show you I just showed you how we swing trade. Let me show you how we invest. We use the same system, the same patterns, except we're only buying. We're only buying investments. You're not selling investments, right? You don't buy a house or leverage it and sell the house, right? You buy the house and you hold it. Over time, things play out in our favor. So we're going to come here to the 1 week time frame, and we're going to scale out for the last 3 years or 4 years, right? And we might not even have to, but we're going to stop right here. This is you can see, it's in a great uptrend, but I'm going to go more recent and just show you the last like 3-4 years, like I said, right? Here's a buy, right? Does everybody see that buy right there? Here's a buy, right? Here's another buy. Here's another buy. Here's another buy. Here's another buy. So imagine you had $500, right? And you put $500 in right here. On this move up to the upside, your $500, you bought into this about $65. It went to 130. That's exactly 100% R. Let the 500 roll because your house money, and now you got $500 on the side sitting off in the cash account. Then price comes up, we get another buy right here. You add another 500 in it. Now you have 1K in the market, right? Price comes back down, comes back up, and now from here to there, right? That's over 50%, give or take, because our average is 100%. That brings our average price in. If we bought it here and right there, puts it about right there, about 100, and it went up to just shy about 200. So now your 1K up here is worth 2K, right? So now what I'm going to tell you, sell out. You have 1K riding. Now you got 1K set off to the side. Then price comes back down. You get another buy. Say you put in another 2K. Now you got 2K total right here. And guess what? There's another 50%. Now your 2K is at 3K. Guess what? Sell out. Bring 2K back to the side. Let 1K ride. And you get another buy here, right? while you're never fully exiting the markets, but you're growing your account so that you can do this with multiple stocks. So check this out. Every four of these bubbles, there's 3%, there's 6%, there is 3, 6, 9, there's 12, there's 15, there's 18. Guess what happens? That whole time you're holding it, you're also collecting a dividend and getting free shares for holding these stocks. All right. So now you have more than 2K. So now, guess what? You have 2K off to the side. You have 1K in Apple right now. All right. So now we started this with 500 bucks. See the power of getting started. So now we got Apple. Now we're going to go to real quick. We'll go to Ethereum, and we're going to see this right here. You have a buy 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 here. All right. Check it out. Now you put 1K here, and now you got 1K off to the side. You got 1K in Apple, and you got 1K here in Ethereum. Here, it goes from 8 to 16. That's 100%. There's your 2K. Sell out. Let 1K rock. Now you got 2K back into the account. While 1K's in Ethereum, 1K's in Apple. Then, as it keeps pushing up here, your 1K becomes 3K over here because it's parabolic pushing. Guess what? Sell out. Let 1K back into market. Now you got 4K. So now you got 4K on the side while 1K's in Apple, 1K's in Ethereum. Then we hold it and we come in right here. Here's a perfect example of why you should take profits from an investment. Imagine you bought 1K here and your 1K up here is worth 5K, right? Oh, I'm at 5K on my account. Guess what? All the way back down here, your 1K is worth $400 or $500 right there. Guess what? You just left 5K on the table. Why are you not selling and taking profits? To think about it, why are you not selling and taking profits? So that's why I'm sharing with you how we invest in our group, and you can see this right here, right? Because people think, oh, well, I'm just holding it. I'm going to hold it. Well, at some point, your account doesn't grow until you take the profits on there. So with my way, we got 4K on the side. We got 1K in the market. We get this other buy. Now we put another 1K in. Now we got 2K right here. So now we have 3K sitting off on the side while waiting for another investment opportunity. Well, this 2K right here goes up to 4K right there. Guess what? Sell out, let 1K ride, and now we have 7K while 1K's in Ethereum, 1K's in Apple. And you get the gist. We could do this all day long with multiple companies, and it's the same thing. So I invest in great companies that I feel have a less than 2% probability to go to zero, and I have about 40 to 50 different companies. So I'm always waiting for an opportunity, and when it presents itself, I'm taking it. So that's the game plan right there. I went a little bit longer than I wanted to, but I just showed you how I day trade, how I swing trade, and how I invest. Same tools, same patterns. Wash, rinse, repeat. It's as easy as that. If you want to get started, just comment in the box BMT or beast mode. We'll reach out to you, get you situated. But before you ever send anything or anything like that, just personally send me a message, and we're going to get you rocking and rolling. So, hey, I appreciate you guys. You guys have a blessed one. I'll catch you on the next one. Oh, yeah, real quick, if you want a special invite to trade with me this Friday, just comment in the comments below. I'll share with you a link, and I'm going to show you exactly how we do it together in a live market environment. Make sure you're in my private chat in order to get the link. So just comment in the comments, and we get you squared away. So other than that, you guys have a blessed one. Catch me on the next one. Beast mode out.